Ladies and gentlemen, back once more. Another Challengers Elite matchup here. Our first one of the evening is going to be Inglorious Gaming versus Team Notorious. Our number one seed is Team Notorious, who did start day one off in a 2-0 fashion after a reverse sweep from the mighty Katana. A relatively straightforward second matchup for them. Inglorious Gaming are a 1-1 scenario. Started off the first match, winning a 3-0. They did get beat by team, well, I say team, but it's Notorious Org. Funny enough, not the same team though. However, it is 3-0 to Notorious, ending Inglorious's day with 1-1. It's got 3 minutes to count it down on a timer, but because we're getting people in the lobby, we're probably going to kickstart it early enough so that we can show you what is coming up next here. We'll jump on to my beautiful self as is always, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. How are we doing this evening? I hope you're all fantastic. I'm having a fantastic day. It's going to be a good schedule. We've got 2 matches on the agenda here for Challengers Elite, and it's going to be following Inglorious Gaming side. First up, Team Notorious. The fake Notorious. Jared, you've been calling it to be changed. You beat them enough that you've said, Root, if we beat you, you drop your name. But it's just not happening. It's just not happening. They're keeping hold of that Notorious name also. But like we says, we're all set, ready, and hoping that everything runs nice and smoothly this evening with 2 matches. The first matchup is Notorious against Inglorious. Once again, we're saying again, Team Notorious though. The Team Notorious. The number 1 seed in the Challengers Elite so far. A phenomenal record. 6 cups so far between the Challengers and the ECL side of things. And you know the way it stands at the moment? They've won 3 of them, the last 6, and the last 2 before it, they're second. I mean, the last 3 before that, they were second. So, I mean, a phenomenal record. And they've kept the roster from start to finish in Black Ops 6 here. Nobody else really in the top 4 can say the same. I mean, maybe that is the winning strategy. Get yourself gelled together, get yourself sorted, and you're good to go. We did have a lobby code, but we've also reset a lobby code because there was a player missing and such like. But welcome, everybody enjoying anyway. And we're going to get to the maps. So, on this series of maps for this evening, best of 5 as always. Unless we get to the brackets later on down the line near the finals, will BBC that best of 7. But that's a wee while away at the moment in time. Hardpoint. It's going to be on Skyline. Then we're going to have a search and destroy on Protocol, followed by a control vault. If we've got another map coming up, we will be seeing Protocol once again, the return of Protocol, and then a search and destroy finish if it goes to map number 5. Jared with this tier 1. Yo, Jared, much appreciated. Honestly, never needed, but really do appreciate the support. Really, really do. Thank you very much for that. Got the little one screaming in the background as well because he's been put to bed. I'm saying she, he's definitely not a she, but you just never know nowadays, right? Let's be honest. But these are the maps. These are our potential 5 maps on the card for tonight's matchup here between Inglorious and Team Notorious. Looking at the rosters as well, the team lineups. hey ho, this is my first time on the kind of COD scene, the challenger scene for casting, for doing what we possibly are trying to make kind of a more regular thing, right? Practice, practice, practice. And a lot of it's to do with pronunciations as well for me, because I'm Scottish, right? I'm too fast, I'm too hot here. Like, it literally comes out of my mouth quicker than I can think it, right? So we fumble, we stumble, we make stupid mistakes. But I mean, aren't we all going to make stupid mistakes, right? We're still waiting on that lobby code, which I think we just got it there. So hopefully that means that the way it stands here, we get that lobby code and they're set up this time around. Because last time he started the match, one player missing, and I don't know if it was a test just to see if it still got that lobby bug where we have to kind of leave and join a friend and hope for the best. It all works that way. But we have everything all set up, ready to go. With Team Notorious being the attacking side to start with, they'll be taking the host for map 1. And as always though, we are going to have that little mini-map blocked. I'm not too sure if the guys from Notorious mind if it is blocked or not, or if Inglorious block it, but just to save that hassle of turning it on and off between S&D rounds, etc., we'll just have it off, right? We'll just have it on the whole time. That way, no strategies are being lost to anybody or being passed out. I know that is also a thing that we've seen Shotsy speaking about in Twitter. The fact that they want to scrim, but also stream their scrims, right? FaZe, I know it was actually 100 Thieves, I think it was, that turned them down doing their scrim because they were streaming it, and that's because they're getting out their, obviously, their strategies, etc. But then if you can't adapt and change around and things, like, they're going to find out anyway at some point, right? But I guess it's one of these things. That's the only way to get better, though, right? I don't know. Maybe there's just a thing like that. They need to try and get money in as well, right? And I understand that they need to make some money, like, from their scrims if they're not getting the opportunities everywhere else. That's one of the few times they're spending a lot of time scrimming, right? They're pro players. They have to keep at it. They have to keep playing and practicing. We're doing a gauntlet at a LAN if it happens, Mr. Disarray. 1v1 COD, 1v1 Hero, then a 1v1 fight. Wow. Like, fight in a ring, Jared. There you go. That's what you got to do. Disarray's about to play his elite game as well, so good luck, Disarray, in your games. And everybody else, good luck to your games. There's plenty of games going on. We're obviously live here, but other channels are live. You've got Chief Ledge, you've got Major Chafin. You're going to have the official casts as well over on the YouTube for COD Challengers. If you haven't already hit it up, that is where we're going to see a lot of the EU stuff being shared. And then you've got C Carey also casting one of the games as well. So I'm not sure if anybody spoke in the text chat. No, they haven't, but we've not started yet. We've got 3 players. We've got everybody in the lobby, which is good. It's a start. We're almost there, which means we'll almost be getting into map number 1. As we said already, it is Skyline for the hard point here. What do you think, chat? How do you think this is going to go? Do you see it being a relatively straightforward matchup here for Team Notorious, our number 1 seed in the Elite Challengers? Or is Inglorious going to turn something up? Obviously, they just came off of yesterday's last game and a 3-0 loss to Notorious Organisation. That's not the way they want to start today, but fresh heads, fresh fingers, fresh mentality, fresh brain set, maybe that's going to be the change that they need to get into this one. That being said, our countdown timer is on. Oh, hi there, Nash. Welcome everybody that's hitting that follow button as well. I do appreciate it very much. We are going to go into our Skyline map. Hopefully everything running just as nice and sweet as we wish it to be. All these buttons will work and we will be streaming all this beautiful COD Elite. Here we go. Let's wait before that transfer that over. There we go. I think we are good to go. We are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Team Notorious on your left. Rafi, Eric Boom, F-Dot and Afro facing up against Alpha, Najix, Aiden, Clemsy. Couple of kills going the way of Inglorious at the start of the map though, giving them the chance to get in on that break. Aiden up top though, he's going to be firing as well. Clemsy looking through, trying to get through the wall, doesn't find it, but 3 dead in the feed here. Team Notorious with an opportunity here to kind of get the break on that hard point. P1 not as crucial really, but a good amount of time can be earned here if nobody is looking to challenge it. Rafi finds 1 pick there on Clemsy. You got Eric Boom finding another, F Dot will find another as well, and Magix eventually trades out on Rafi. Spawns have been flipped though. F Dot continuing now, a 5 spree so far. Makes that 6. Oh, he doesn't make it 7. Doesn't make it 7, but the spawns for P2. Eric Boom is already in the new hardpoint. They've got a 15-second lead here. And that will keep climbing unless Inglorious can mount a push in here. Najix will make 1 kill at the bottom. Does find a second on F Dot. Gives him the chance to get on the break here. Now to go in. Afro finding a double of his own in the meantime. The challenge comes in though. Eric Boom will fall. Turns on Rafi, but Rafi is already there. Will be traded out. Eric Boom is the next one closest to spawn. Trying to find the opportunity. Will find Alpha. And the time is still in the hands of Team Notorious with the spawns close by. Clemsy trying to fight, but you're fighting up against Afro. He's getting traded out. 3 in the feed here for Team Notorious as they do get a good lead here. And our first 2 map counts here in the hardpoints. And P3 going towards that kitchen side. You've got Aiden up top, slides on down, will be traded out. Back and forward in the kill feed there on your left hand side. You can see it. That being said, there we go. Look at that position there for Eric Boom now up top. Team Notorious still holding the time on the hardpoint for a few seconds longer there. But Alpha does slide on through. Eric Boom finds 1, turns and finds the second. Good couple of kills just after Clemsy finding a couple himself as well. Even though Inglorious did have a couple of kills in the feed, they're not finding the time and the tick progress that they need here to keep that close gap. But we're going towards our new rotation in the back. You already have Clemsy trying to do the work, but sliding on through is Rafi, and he's not going to stop him. He's found 3. Afro's on 3, sorry. And there we go. That is the hard point. We're past the 100-point mark. Absolutely dominating is Rafi. 11 and 8 so far. You've got F Dot on 14 and 9 and Afro on 10 and 8 as well. If these all stand correctly and true. Good challenge here from Najix. Now he will get the hard point. They all slide off though. Nobody's getting a time. Are they not communicating with each other there to make sure they get some of this time? Because they are going to need some of this. They are so far behind at this moment in time. A double from Najix, so it's not enough though. As everybody else from Team Notorious will slide on through. They'll get that hardpoint time as well. And keep climbing up that time and getting it further and further away from Inglorious. But I think we're getting like 10 seconds here from Inglorious. If you're lucky, considering the amount of pressure they've been trying to put onto it. Last 10 seconds go their way as well. So that's not so bad and not so shabby for them. Clemsy's trying to watch F Dot down the lane. F Dot though. You're just not going to be able to beam him off of a heady. Najix looking to challenge it. Clemsy's going to try and challenge it from a different position. Better time this time around. Does find a kill. Finds a second as well there on the hardpoint. And that's Rafi. They will get that time on the hardpoint at the moment. Aiden holding that seconds here. Get it past that 60-point mark. It's close by, but Eric Boom spawned in the back here towards that bathroom side. That works in favour for Inglorious though, but they just need to keep themselves alive here at the moment. If they can try and get themselves back. They did end up getting spawned out. Eric Boom finds 2. Oh no, it's Afro that gets the second there. P2 though, 125 to 63 so far in favour of Team Notorious. We're staying on board here because in the back Rafi is looking for the player that might be holding the spawns. It's Najix. Najix will get the kill. A good opportunity now to push on into that hard point. F Dot spots him. Afro's going to challenge there from Piano. He just seems to jump up there. So Najix knows of their position there, but Afro challenging, sliding around the map, rotating around as well, but it will fall to the teammate. Traded out instantaneously. Nice wee jump up from Najix. Inglorious get the hardpoint breakthrough in. Jumps down towards F dot as well. Now there's going to be Rafi coming for the chow. Looking up top, goes for the piano. The nade, finding the kill on the hardpoint. And now Team Notorious once again. Get back in, 30 seconds still left on the time here. Plenty of time to work with. Get even more on the scores and they may get that past that 160 mark here. Almost past a 100-point lead at this moment in time as Inglorious are struggling to find the kills. Here's 4 dead. Alpha and Najix Aiden. The challenge comes in. Najix finds 1. Going towards our kitchen hardpoint. Eric Boom finds 1. Doesn't find Aiden, who stays alive. Now they're going to get the time on this new hardpoint for a few seconds at least until you see the team in yellow sliding on through. There's 3 dead straight away in kitchen. It's only Alpha left alive in there. Najix and that's trying to push back in here. Alpha does fall on the hardpoint in the meantime, and Eric Boom hiding behind that counter just does so much great work there. Does eventually fall, but the break's in. They've got that control of the map at the moment in time. Slide on through. Eric Boom finding 2. Good amount of time here. It's going to take it to a 100-point lead for Team Notorious here. If Inglorious can't find an opportunity in, trades do come in there. The hard point for the last 15 seconds might go the way of Team Inglorious here, but they have to try and hold strong here for this next hard point because the bathroom is going to be a difficult ask. You see how quickly the Team Notorious boys are sliding on through. They find 1 kill on Clemsy, now looking down towards the players potentially in the back spawn. Clemsy's going to spawn out here as well, so they know they've managed to turn these spawns around already. Inglorious almost hit that 100-point mark, but it wasn't quite enough there in time on that. But Rafi, look at him go, and he's on 4 in a row. Does eventually fall. Almost a caster curse there as he does slide on through, finding that kill. Rafi is going to take it to a 100-point lead here. Once again, he's getting the kills on the hardpoint. He's staying alive. Clemsy's going to challenge it, but the position he's in, it wasn't easy enough for Rafi to get the shots off. Clemsy will find a second. Almost adds a third to it. The teammate will find that though now. 200 points on the board for Team Notorious. They are 50 more points from the win in map number 1 here. Aiden does find that kill. Inglorious will get the last bits of second here. At least it's not a complete 100-point club here for Team Inglorious, but a good double from Aiden. Now P1. It's where it is at. Any of these 2 hard points will work out. You can give this whole time to Team Inglorious here if you want, and you still have P2 to contend with. But if they can get the spawn slipped like that, Clemsy is in there, but Rafi is just going to beam you straight away from that spawn. And they're going to make sure they hold it. That's 3 dead in the feed for Team Notorious. Staying on board with Rafi though. He's in a good spot to watch all these players coming on through. Is he going to find a second? Yes, he does. He makes it 5 before he eventually does hit that floor. Spawns are flipped though. Clemsy's going to try and hold that here towards the piano side. Rafi though just comes back out of his spawn instantaneously, back on, heated up, 28 and 21, 10 more seconds left on P1 before we go to our new rotation. And in the back is Clemsy trying to stay alive. You have Afro challenging him. You've got 3 players slide on through there as well. Clemsy though finding Afro, that's the one you need to find straight away. Challenge though comes in, slides on through. Rafi keeps shooting bullets just afterwards with the pistol just to make sure he was dead. Almost trying to find a double there. But Eric Boom's watching up top. We are so close to map number 1 win here for Team Notorious. So 10 more seconds is all they need. All down to Aiden here. Inside the hard point. Can't find the kill. The only 1 more player is Najix needing to get this contest in 6 more seconds. Make that 4 more seconds. He does find that kill though. Traded out. Eric Boom will get on into the time. Finds another. 5 spree is ended there. But Inglorious managed to get it. 3 seconds is all that is needed here. But Inglorious are managing to get some of this time back. 12 more seconds. There's no challenge coming in. But you just sit. You just wait. And you're ready for this now. Because your Team Notorious. 3 more seconds. Is going to wait to start in 2 more seconds. And here we go. One's dead. Eric Boom slides on out. Inglorious winning the gunfights here is where they need to do it. They'll climb that back. 54 more seconds. You don't want Team Notorious to slide away from this. Maybe they think that was well and truly done. But there you go. A couple of kills going their way. Clemsy all of a sudden heating up. Alpha's the only one left alive though. 4 more seconds and there we go. That is the time. Map number 1 does go in favour of Team Notorious. 100-point difference in the end. But a closer game than I was envisioning at the start of it. It started to claw back in favour of Inglorious Gaming, but it just wasn't enough. There was only 3 seconds required here from Team Notorious, and it's a very difficult ask there to do that. There we go on the scores, on the doors. Afro 38 and 24, 30 untraded kills there. Unbelievable performance from him. Alpha though turning up as well for Inglorious, 34 with 20 non-traded kills here, doing some good work. But you know what the issue is here. We need to join friends, jump out and get into lobby again as we search for number 2. Wow, what a first map we have here on Skyline. We're going to go to Protocol, Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy. It's an interesting game mode in terms of, like, you've got momentum coming from a respawn, then you go into slow it down, and it's going straight into a slow, like, play your kills, play your picks, find your opportunities, maybe get that bomb plant, find that retake. Protocol is a better map for a wee bit of more of a challenge. It's not like our Haciendas or our Vault, which could be absolutely quick and easy to turn around on its head. But this time, we'll see where we're going with this one. Let's get these replays from that last map up while we get into the lobby once again. We have Inglorious at the start of the map though, giving them the chance to get in on that break. Aiden up top though, he's going to be firing as well. Clemsy looking through, trying to get through the wall, doesn't find it, but 3 dead in the feed here. Team Notorious with an opportunity here to kind of get the break on that hard point. P1 not as crucial really, but a good amount of time can be earned here if nobody is looking to challenge it. Rafi finds 1 pick there on Clemsy. The break on that hard point. P1 not as crucial really, but a good amount of time can be earned here if nobody is looking to challenge it. Rafi finds 1 pick there on Clemsy. You got Eric Boom finding another. F Dot will find another as well, and Ajax eventually trades out on Rafi. Spawns have been flipped though. F Dot continuing now. A 5 spree so far. Makes that 6. Oh, he doesn't make it 7, but the spawns for P2. Eric Boom is already in the new hardpoint. They've got a 15-second lead here. And that will keep climbing unless Inglorious can mount a push in here. Najix will make 1 kill at the bottom. Does find a second on F Dot. Gives him the chance to get on the break here. Now to go in. Afro finding a double of his own in the meantime. The challenge comes in though. Eric Boom will fall. Turn Team Notorious with the spawns close by. Clemsy trying to fight, but you're fighting up against Afro. He's getting traded out. 3 in the feed here for Team Notorious as they do get a good lead here. And our first 2 map counts here in the hardpoints. And P3 going towards that kitchen side. You've got Aiden up top, slides on down, will be traded out. Back and forward in the kill feed there on your left hand side. You can see it. That being said, there we go. Look at that position there for Eric Boom now up top. Team Notorious still holding the time on the hardpoint for a few seconds longer there. But Alpha does slide on through. Eric Boom finds 1, turns and finds the second. Even though Inglorious did have a couple of kills in the feed, they're not finding the time in the tick progress that they need here to keep that close gap, but we're going towards our new rotation in the back. You already have Climsy trying to do the work, but sliding on through is Rafi, and he's not going to stop him. He's found free. Afro's on free, sorry. And there we go. That is the hard point. We're past the 100-point mark. Absolutely dominating is Rafi. And there we go. That is the hard point. We're past the 100-point mark. Absolutely dominating is Rafi. 11 and 8 so far. You've got F dot on 14 and 9 and Afro on 10 and 8 as well. If these all stand correctly and true. Good challenge here from Najix. Now he will get the hard point. They all slide off though. Nobody's getting a time. Are they not communicating with each other there to make sure they get some of this time? Because they are going to need some of this. They are so far behind at this moment in time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back once again here. Map 2 about to commence here on Protocol. Clemsy's trying to watch. I'm going to switch over onto your screens. You see Team Notorious are the attacking side to start off. We will stay on board with them. Afro, our sub, who's about to run right through the map here. Does get beamed through the wall though, but they'll go straight towards that A site. Finding that first blood. Does fall instantaneously though. F dot low gets the challenge onto Aiden. Turns around. Alpha finding 2 in the feed. And the defensive side here left it with just F dot. Can he find the kills? 2 players versus 1. The answer to that is no. Inglorious win round 1. Solid quick defense, but obviously no trophy systems are able to be earned this early on in the first round, maybe even the second round, so they're very quick rounds for the most part. They jump down towards the lift and into that bomb site very quickly. It does happen a lot of the time. This down round, you're going to have Inglorious with the attack. Najix and Alpha finding 2 kills in that round. A good start from them. We'll jump aboard with Alpha who's carrying that bomb. Straight down, like it says, as again. Rafi is already down there though, and they're going to change their positioning here. Najix knows where players are shooting from. F dot, you can hear it, but he's caught out. Afro finds kill number 1. We see Afro, but there's Eric Boom. Waiting on their bomb carrier here to rotate around. Maybe going towards that B site. Where is Rafi positioning here at the helicopter? Is going to get up perfect timing to find the bomb carrier, and that's Clemsy. And is he going to notice that that's the bomb down? Watching from up top now. Aiden slides on down. Bombs down, 29 seconds. They've left it. Left all on Alpha. Alpha will fall. We don't get the chance to see it, but we will see it back on that kill cam now. But it's 1 apiece. Team Notorious winning their round in defense. Inglorious winning their round on defense. Let's get back to Eric Boom finishing 2 kills here in the end. Rafi finding the other. It's a good nade spot, that one there as well. That could come away with a good wee register there, but it doesn't find any hit. Rafi finding first blood. Eric Boom adds another. And another. There we go. It is all down to just Alpha left alive. What can he do in a 1 versus 3 scenario? Bomb is down as well. He has to do the retake. Also has to find 3 kills. Leaves him with very little time to do all of that. 34 seconds. Afro's there though. Afro finds the kill as you expect. Very difficult ask here from Alpha to do all of the work there at the end, but stranger things have happened. But not against the team like Team Notorious. That would be a biggie if they lost that one. Jump on board over the attack inside Inglorious. Aiden and Clemsy not having a great start to the S&D here. 0 and 3 so far. All four jumping down straight towards that A-bomb site. Did they get trophy systems out? I don't think they did. The bomb carrier is the first to fall. Straighted out though. Clemsy last alive already. Leaves it in a 1 versus 3. Make that a 1 versus 1. It's game on. He's got the bomb as well. Does he give away this position here? He's up against F dot. Making a lot of movement around the map, and F dot is deciding, I'm just going to wait till the bomb goes down. But there we go, he's already found him. F dot lying down towards the elevators. Claims he's going to challenge that. He's a very brave man. He finds it, but look at that kill. What have I just witnessed? The one tap in the head. Dead you are. Oh, it was a wall bang and all as well. Jeez, oh. The shots must have been Clemsy weak. Weak as hell. 3-1, the lead for Team Notorious here in the Search and Destroy. This double nade spot hasn't got them anything yet, Team Notorious. Maybe slows down the push though, as they see here the defense not getting to that site as quickly. Eric Boone will put the bomb down. It's going to be left 4v4 retake. And Galus wanted to try and find that first pick. Clemsy finds a double with a nade. Clemsy finds a third as well. He's left it all onto Raph and he's going to go for that defuse. What an unbelievable play. I'm so gutted we just missed that all on board. The challenge comes in. Alpha will find the kill there as well. That's all players dead of Team Notorious, but it doesn't matter. Either way, the bomb was defused and the Inglorious will find another round on the board to close in on Team Notorious. Sadly, we will just see that final kill cam and not the 3 that Clemsy got with the superb nade and the gunny straight afterwards. We're staying on board with Clemsy after a phenomenal round. When he was saying, we were just saying he was going negative. He was 0 and 3. He's went 4 and 4 now. What is going on? What a round, eh? See what one round can do in your S&D. This performance could completely change the game around. Mistakes were made though, and there we go. Aiden's the first to fall without really any challenge coming in. But they are going to get that bomb down. You do hear the RCXD coming out. Nothing found with it. F dot though does find the first one. On to Clemsy, stopping his streak that he was running. Now they look for that defuse. Najix finds one, comes in, 2 of them slide on it in. Alpha is found, and there we go. All 4 players of Inglorious are out. Team Notorious winning another round once again to take it to 4-2. Inglorious bastard, says Ligny. Najix would have been so weak after the first slide on through because he was getting hit. Didn't fall to the first shots, but the teammate comes sliding on here from Team Notorious to make it winning. Let's jump on board with Notorious once again, the attacking side this time round, to take this to map point if they win this one here. That double nade going out again. Seems to hit that wall there. Thankfully it doesn't come back and hit them in the face. Rafi finds 1 kill. There we go. Eric Boom's going to find a chance to get a double here. Alpha's going to be weak. He's going to challenge that as well. But no, he's got away with his life at the moment in time. 3 versus 2 scenario for Team Notorious. Who's going to be the next person to come up close and personal with their foe? It's in the back. It's Aiden. It is Inglorious. And Inglorious come out on top here. Pulling 1 more round back in the bag. Sat and waited for his prey, managed to find the 2 as well. Solid work there from Aiden. Waited, perfect time, not killing or shooting at the first player that comes swinging on by. Waited in case there was a second, and it works out for him. They're sending the nades. This time Semtex doesn't travel as far as the regular frag grenades, but it will stop in a certain position, and Aiden has just got himself in a sticky situation. That is one thing to forget here. If you're in Inglorious, you're not going to want to watch that back. That's a highlight reel clip for the bloopers. Rafi, though, might get some knowledge. Yes, he does. He finds one. That's Najix who put the bomb down. Clemsy is sitting inside that helicopter. 2 versus 3 scenario. Alpha's the last one left alive here. Knows at least where one player is, and that's Rafi. F Dot was the one to get the kill, but the defuse is coming in from Team Notorious. But he's spotted. Afro will get the kill. That'll be the defuse done. That'll be round number 5. Their chance here now. Map point on the line, and Glorious needing to win a couple of rounds in a row here to take it to round 11. But this is great S&D play here from Team Notorious. Doing everything they need to do, working together as a team, on the rotations together, making sure that it is all working nice and smoothly here. They get an attacking round here as well to potentially end the S&D here at 6-3. But Inglorious are going to have to answer back with a really good defensive round. Najix does find the first blood. Goes and finds a second. Turns around, doesn't find Eric. Boom. Afro finds 2 though. No. It's a 1 versus 1. Rafi. Oh no, it's a 2 versus 1. Team Notorious had the opportunity, the advantage, the extra member. It works out for Team Notorious to go on and win the S&D 6 rounds to 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. Gives them the series lead of 2-0 as well. We'll see the quick scores on the doors before we swap over here. But as you can see, 9-4 from Eric. Boom, 6 non-traded kills. Alpha, another good performance for Inglorious here. Najix doing some good work here as well, but too many players going negative for the Inglorious side. Only 1 going negative there on the side of Team Notorious, and that was F Dot. So yeah, solid from them. And yeah, let's just jump over to the scores on the doors as it stands. You see where we're at. It's 2-0 Team Notorious. They're going to try and take map 3 here on the Vault Control, and that will be the game done and over with. But Inglorious now have to find that bounce back. They need a reverse sweep to win the series, but they want to get at least a map on the board here to give them a little bit of a momentum. They're going to need it. It's going to be a difficult ask for sure. But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to have to be doing it now. So I'm just going to be waiting for a new lobby code. Obviously, this whole constant getting out and in and out of the lobby is not the best thing for Call of Duty. It doesn't add to a good flow in how the game runs for us, but this is how it is, right? That being said, let's jump into it. 2-0. Team Notorious lead the way. It's only round number 3 here in the Elite Challengers in our first series, but Team Notorious are looking strong. They are looking strong. They're continuing their run of form so far. Inglorious now need to try and find a round here to peg one back, at least to put that on that scoreboard overall and the overall standings as well. It does look good because if it's going to be tied near the end, you want to make sure you're in that top sets of players in your group stage, but it will all come down to potential map wins versus map losses. That could be a cat factor in the series, in the group stages, because there is some teams that are in a very difficult position where it's 1 versus 1. You're coming up against the top 4 teams. For example, Group A, a very difficult group, not going to lie. You've got Notorious Org, Team Notorious, Katana Gaming, all in your group as well. Very difficult teams to contend with. It's the other games you're going to have to get on the outskirts that you've just got to win yourself out if you can find the opportunities, get your wins. You've got Voltage in there as well. So it's all about finding the the wins where you can, the map wins where you can. Then the overall series wins comes after that, but building it up to where you can get it possibly. We're waiting on that lobby code, but they're not using the Discord, sadly, which is a bit upsetting because that's what it's there for. But I mean, either way, while that happens, we'll just show you some of these highlights from the S&D while we get
sub who's
into it.
to run right through.
Yo, Silo, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it.
Though, but they'll go straight towards that A site. Finding that first blood does fall instantaneously though. F dot low gets the challenge onto Aiden, turns around. Alpha finding 2 in the feed. And the defensive side here left it with just F dot. Can he find the kills? 2 players versus 1. The answer to that is no. We see Afro, but there's Eric Boom. Waiting on their bomb carrier here to rotate around. Maybe going towards that B site. Where is Rafi positioning here at the helicopter? Is going to get up perfect timing to find the bomb carrier, and that's Clemsy. And is he going to notice that that's the bomb down? Where is Rafi positioning here at the helicopter? Is going to get up perfect timing to find the bomb carrier, and that's Clemsy. And is he going to notice that that's the bomb down? Watching from up top now. Aiden slides on down. Bombs down, 29 seconds. They've left it. Left all on Alpha. Alpha. Let's get back to it. Eric Boom finishing 2 kills here in the end. Rafi finding the other. It's a good nade spot, that one there as well. That could come away with a good wee register there, but it doesn't find any hit. Rafi finding first blood. Back to it. Eric Boom finishing 2 kills here in the end. Rafi finding the other. It's a good nade spot, that one there as well. That could come away with a good wee register there, but it doesn't find any hit. Rafi finding first blood. Eric Boom adds another. And another. There we go. It is all down to just Alpha left alive. What can he do in a... Eric Boom adds another. And another. There we go. It is all down to just Alpha left alive. What can he do in a 1 versus 3 scenario? Bomb is down as well. He has to do the retake. Also has to find 3 kills. Leaves him with very little time to do all of that. 34 seconds. Afro's there though. Afro finds the kill as you expect. Jump on board over the attack inside and glorious. Aiden and Clemsy not having a great start to the S&D here. 0 and 3 so far. All 4 jumping down straight towards that A-bomb site. Did they get trophy systems out? I don't think they did. The bomb carrier is the first to fall. Straighted out though. Clemsy last alive already. Leaves it in a 1 versus 3. Make that a 1 versus... He's got the bomb as well. Does he give away this position here? He's up against F dot. Making a lot of movement around the map, and F dot is deciding, I'm just going to wait till the bomb goes down. But there we go, he's already found him. F dot lying down towards the elevators. Claims he's going to challenge that. He's a very brave man. He finds it, but look at that kill. What have I just witnessed? The 1 tap in the head. Dead you are. Finds 1 kill. There we go. Eric Boom's going to find a chance to get a double here. Alpha's going to be weak. He's going to challenge that as well. But no, he's got away with his life at the moment in time. 3 versus 2 scenario for Team Notorious. Who's going to be the next person to come up close and personal with their foe? It's in the back. It's Aiden. It is Inglorious. And Inglorious come out on top here. Pulling 1 more round back in the bag. It's in the back. It's Aiden. It is Inglorious. And Inglorious come out on top here. Pulling 1 more round back in the bag. sat and waited for his prey. Managed to find the 2 as well. Solid work there from Aiden. Waited. Perfect time. Not killing or shooting at the first player that comes swinging on by. He waited in case there was a second. And it works out for him. They're sending the nades. This time Semtex doesn't travel as far as the regular frag grenades, but it will stop in a certain position, and Aiden has just got himself in a sticky situation. That is one thing to forget here. If you're in Inglorious, you're not going to want to watch that back. That's a highlight reel clip for the blooper team on the rotations together, making sure that it is all working nice and smoothly here. They get an attack around here as well to potentially end the S&D here at 6-3. But Inglorious are going to have to answer back with a really good defensive round. Najix does find the first blood. Goes and finds a second. Turns around, doesn't find Eric. Boom. Afro free. But Inglorious are going to have to answer back with a really good defensive round. Najix does find the first blood. Goes and finds a second. Turns around, doesn't find Eric. Boom. Afro finds 2 though. No. And it's a 1 versus 1. Rafi. Oh no, it's a 2 versus 1. Team Notorious. Our sub, who's about to run right through the map here. Does get beamed through the wall though, but they'll go straight towards that A site. Finding that first blood. Does fall instantaneously though. F. Dotlo gets the challenge onto Aiden. Turns around. Alpha finding 2 in the feed. And the defensive side here left it with just F. Dot. Can he find the kills? 2 players versus 1. The answer to that is no. We see Afro, but there's Eric. Boom. Waiting on the bomb carrier here to rotate around. Maybe going towards that B site. Where is Rafi positioning here at the helicopter? Is going to get up perfect timing to find the bomb carrier, and that's Clemsy. And is he going to notice that that's the bomb down? Where is Rafi positioning here at the helicopter? Is going to get up perfect timing to find the bomb carrier, and that's Clemsy. And is he going to notice that that's the bomb down? Watching from up top now. Aiden slides on down. Okay, we're 2-0. Team Notorious leading the way here. One more map potentially to win the series here, and they're going to try and do it here on Vault Control. Can it be done, or are Inglorious going to find a bounce back, going to get an opportunity to get a map on the board? That is the question that they're looking to answer, and they're hoping that it goes that way for them. But we're going to get into the map. We're into Vault, the beautiful deserty vibe, and you know what I mean? We're going to see who's going to come out on top here in map number 3. Inglorious with the attacking round to start with, up towards the catwalk side. Slides on through, first bloods go the way, it goes blue, then it goes, well, it goes yellow, then it goes blue in the feed. And then it goes back to yellow once again. Trade back and forward. But Notorious, you don't want to be falling too short here. Notorious are going to be the team to get you in that spawn trap. As we're trying to get out of it, Aiden will find 1. Rafi's there though to answer back with the trade. The only person left from Team Notorious is Afro, but he's in the back spawn here of Inglorious and causing an absolute riot as much as he possibly can. Does find 1, doesn't find another, but it'll give Notorious the chance to push back up in the map here and get some more control over the lanes. Gunfights though are not going their way here for Inglorious. Now Najic's going to push up through towards their entrance. Can I get the opportunity here at least to do some damage here as they're making tick progress towards A? 1 tick's made. Najix tries to find the double. His teammate will clear the zone. Aiden
staying on, getting the capture here. 2 ticks of progress made towards this A zone. Exactly what they need, but you have a sneaky route coming in here from F dot. Isn't spotted yet, slides out, does come in, and there you go, a good kill there, but Najic's left last man alive here for the Inglorious team with 30 seconds left on the clock. Afro in your back spawn as well, causing riots. Once again, stopping the progression as much as possible. But you're going to see Najic's having to do what he has to do by jumping on and towards that B to stop that time. 16 more seconds is all that required. 3 dead in the feed though. It's going to give them the opportunity. They're going to have to get onto that A zone. Aiden is there, but he's only on his own at the moment. His teammates are trying to clear the zone. Left alive is Clemsy. 13 seconds left to grab the zone. Pop-up teammate does help it. It's a tick away. It was legit a second away. It was stopped ever so short. All 4 players die. And Team Notorious may have well just won this round here in the defense with only gaining and only losing 2 ticks of progress. 0.3 seconds. The time stops. Lives are close. It is 8 versus 9. That's 3 dead in the feed. They get the extra minute. All of a sudden, it's turned around. Inglorious finding the kills, but the explosion of the car is going to be a deficit here. It's going to get them interest, and another one going in the way of Najic's, and there you go. It's 4 dead. Inglorious don't have any more respawns left. All these 4 players will want to stay alive now for the foreseeable future. But when you've got plenty of players fighting it out here, that is 2 dead so far. Clemsy and Aiden, and the last 2 left alive. Take your time. Don't give it away too early. You know that you give a shot. That F dot spotted you. You do find that kill. That's 1 open up. 1 versus 5 though. You're left alone. Everybody's just going to fire at you. You will eventually find you. And Team Notorious will win the round on the defense, even though it looked very good for Inglorious near the end there. They brought it back to 8 versus 8. Onto the B with a minute left. But then 4 died almost instantaneously afterwards, which made it very difficult for Inglorious to try and get that B progression made. But they did manage to get 1 tick of progress over on B, a full tick of progress on A. So that's a good start in the control side of things for the attacking side. But now it's going to be Eric Boom, Afro, Rafi and F dot trying to find progression over towards this A side early, going through vault. Jumps on up, will find the first blood, tries to turn and find a second, won't manage the second. But Team Notorious are on the zone and ready and waiting to find the picks around the edges first. Rafi with 2 in a row. Knows where Najix is, doesn't find that because Alpha is there to stop him in his tracks. F dot though, taking the route round the back here. Sneaky little position as his team are managing to get the ticks of progress made on A. 3 dead in the feed though. That's going to make it very difficult for Inglorious to try and get out here. Now with F dot pushed up so far here, it's not spotted that 1 player though, and that was Nagic here managing to find that kill now. Almost full ticks of progress made. The flares are cleared on the zone though. But Eric Boom, oh my god, he's just destroyed the lobby. He's now running 5 in a row. Team Notorious are going to get this tick progression made here. Inglorious now have to fight for their lives here at the moment because they're starting to lose lives more than the Team Notorious side are, and they've got an extra minute added to the clock here to head towards that B zone. Afro does find the pick on Aiden. Eric Boom will find Alpha. That's 2 dead. Watching out over Najix towards... It was going to be mid-map at first. Decides to change position. Alpha will find the kill. Now Alpha is trying to beam the player up inside the balcony, but claims he stays alive for now. A good little head glitch there for F dot. Making progression towards B for the second of the time. Bait some players out. 12 versus 20 though. Very difficult ask. Alpha falls to F dot. He got a double there in that meantime. Eric Boom is still going with that streak, by the way. He is 6 in a row. 1 away from earning the cruise. Is he going to find it on Aiden? He gets a lot of damage done. He's only got 8 bullets left. He'll manage to stay alive though. And if somebody was to get that elimination, that would have been the progression made. But looking for the challenge, expecting it. We're just staying on board here. Is he going to find the kill that he needs? Everybody else is dying around him. Afro's going to be the bait. He's not going to find it. Aiden finds the 2. That's exactly what he needs, but F dot's there to trade it out. 8 versus 14.
8 versus 13 will make that. F dot now with 2. There's another one to make it in favour of Inglorious, but they're in the same scoreline here as the last map here. Inglorious don't want to lose any more tick progression here now towards Team Notorious. If they can hold them back, keep them back at their spawn as much as possible here. Knowing fine well that there's only 20 more seconds to play with. Magic's here watching from Vault. Afro will find a pick. Going to get onto that B zone for a second. Rafi knows there was an Inglorious player nearby. That's Aiden inside Vault. He's going to try and chase that. F dot will find a kill instead. Takes the progressions made towards B. It was a few seconds left on it. And there we go. They get that second tick of progression. They've got the lives. They've got the advantage here. One more player left is Najix. And Najix can't do anything about it. That's going to be all the ticks of progression made. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Notorious take round number 2 into control, and they're going to take a really good chance here now going forward. Josh God, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Ignore the map count, ladies and gentlemen. It is on your screen at the top of the screen. It's 2-0 Notorious in the game so far, and it's 2-0 here in our control scoreline. I've gave you mod, by the way, Ted, if you know how to change it. If not, it's fine. But for now, we'll stay on board with Afro because he is 4 in a row. Delayed start from them though. And Glorious now pushing through. Najic's finding the first pick. Clemsy and Aiden, sorry, finding the first couple. The joys of Codcaster. We're just never going to get it right. We just have to keep looking up to the left-hand side and the map and the score lines, but 2 dead in the feed. Afro keeps his spree going. Trying to get the players from the spawn is Afro, but he knows that 2 players have already sneaked past him. Finds one. Onto Najix. Now, going to find a next here. Runs out of bullets, but whips out that pistol, finds that kill, and makes it 7 in a row. Najix coming from spawn though. Good bit of movement here from Afro. He goes on top of the Jeep, finds that kill. Now he knows there's another player to slide on through onto Najix, or Clemsy, sorry, should we say, and that's going to be one more away from the cruise. It doesn't matter, no matter what. Alpha finds the kill there, stops that, but they are stopping Inglorious back in their spawn, and like we said, if they get them in that spawn trap, it is going to be nasty, and Inglorious are struggling to get out of it. All the players are being watched from every single angle here. Team Notorious, 27 seconds left and they win our third round here of the control, which also means they will win the series 3-0. Final kills going their way. Alpha is the last person alive, but he's going to be back in spawn and they're all just getting pinned back. Rafi around the wrap, just dealing the damage. Who's going to do the most amount of work in the end here? Eric, boom. Ends on a 4 spray. Is he going to make it more before the time is out? Doesn't manage it, but that's the round, ladies and gentlemen. That is the series, and that means that Team Notorious are your victors. Not the best series for Inglorious, a very difficult ask, but you are facing up against our number 1 seed of Team Notorious, who have not really lost very many matches in the grand scheme of things. Not very many maps lost to them either. But GG to Inglorious for that. You can see on the scores there, Afro 21-10 with 24 non-traded kills. Somehow must be a little bit bugged. There's no way Rafi went 8-14 either, but he did a 24 non-traded kills. Just shows you the dominance on the battlefield from Afro, as we'd expect there. Showing you up the series though does give you the fact that Inglorious Gaming have lost another map, but in another round. However, these are the 2 most difficult games of this series for sure. You're up against Team Notorious, number 1 seed. Your next game up is against Katana Gaming, your number 2 seed. And I've just jumped into some random lobby. And that's going to be fun, because we're joining into our hardpoint Hacienda. And Marco G is going to leave the match, because that's dodge. There we go. What can we say, ladies and gentlemen?
other than GG Notorious. A good win on the board for you. Like we says, our next game, which will be up in around about an hour's time. A long wait, I know. It's a long wait. But in the meantime, you know what we can do, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to show you some beautiful, beautiful gameplay, hopefully, elsewhere on stream, which is exactly what we're here for. We're here to try and bring you as much of these challengers entertainment as possible. We'll go to that main screen where we get to see Bryce and Ton once again taking center stage and giving you the performance of a real cast job, you know, like a paid cast job, I'm sure as well. If only we can get a paid cast job, ladies and gentlemen, that'd be absolutely fantastic. There we go. But until next time, in the next match to follow is going to be Katana Gaming versus Inglorious. So stick tuned, stay there, don't leave. Katana Gaming will be up next to face Inglorious Gaming.
One-sided for Katana. Really good job from them, but look, I think for them that's one of those that could potentially you know, be a bit of a banana skin. You want to make sure you get through these games you're expected to win in dominant fashion, and that's absolutely what they did. So let's see if they can continue in that vein of form against some of the other teams, and if they can maybe answer back to that reverse sweep at some stage up against Notorious as well. But hopefully going to be jumping into our alpha game pretty shortly between Voltage and Notorious, which has been a super close game so far. Curious to see how this control is going to go, though. I think for both these two teams heading into a vault, it's all about those defensive side of things. You've got to be as disciplined as you possibly can, not pushing out too aggressively, but if you're going to push out, making sure you're dropping in at the right times. I'm curious to see how these teams are going to play it, though, because I think when Voltage have been at their best is when the aggression is coming out. Let's see how they work with Vault control.
Yeah, that's we'll see how they kind of push forward. And essentially the thing is right now is we've talked about day one, right? You can have a bad day one as long as you start picking up those games everywhere else. You just need to make it to playoffs. Make it to playoffs, and it's a whole different ball game. You just got to win the tournament. It sounds easy, realistically, the way I'm saying it, but it does mean that you have a little bit of leeway in the group stage, just a little bit, to get back on your feet and win the games where you need to. Like, nobody's going to be surprised if the number 1 seed beats the number 8 seed in groups. You're like, oh, okay, but that number 8 seed could beat 4, 5, 6, and 3 and still make playoffs and still make a very good run of it and then have their chance to come back. So that's what we talk about when we say it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about the results against teams we expect you to lose against. It's about making the results against the teams you have a good chance at. So we'll find out.
Yeah, look, I think for some of these teams, it's about just making sure you take each game as it comes. It's not necessarily about thinking about, oh, okay, well, we lost that one. You've got to be able to bring something to the table. Voltage have kind of had that. They hadn't won a map. Now, all of a sudden, they have a very good opportunity to try and find a win against a solid team. Gets them back in the running of the entirety of the Challenger season. So let's see if they can do it.
We certainly will. Well, all that action and more to come up after this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. We are back with our game Notorious versus Voltage, and we're just getting the players back into the lobby ton, ready to go once again.
Yep, hopefully we can get things up and rolling pretty quickly here. Just after those first two maps, I've been very eager to see what happens in the control. Of course, it is going to be one piece between these two. Voltage taking the search and destroy 6-4 on Skyline. We were on Skyline for map number 1 as well. There was a hard point that was a very, very close one. 16 points in the end for Notorious Gaming to take that one away. After Voltage led for the majority. Voltage probably feel a little hard done by that. They're on 2-0 up, to be honest with you. But heading into a Vault control, a very, very... I want to say it's usually quite a tight map. It is very much about winning those defenses. If you can get it for round number 5, absolutely fantastic. But an attack is quite difficult to come back. So let's see if these two teams can formulate something, or if it is going to be a defensive fest.
Well, that's going to be the kind of the key for this one moving forward, isn't it? You got to ask them, is this team really going to have the opportunity to stretch their legs and move further on? I mean, there was some... This is the thing that's still confusing about me. For Notorious and Voltage, I thought Notorious should have been pretty lights ahead. I would even go so far as to say that I am surprised that Voltage didn't win map number 1. They were so far ahead. It's only by an incredible kind of series of plays by Notorious that they actually came back into that game. And if they had just slipped up on one of those last few rotations, they would have lost again. And we'd be talking about a 2-0. Because the S&D, as far as I'm concerned, felt pretty much like it was Voltage's the entire way along.
Yeah, it was comfortable. It was very comfortable, especially the opening rounds. But in fairness to Notorious, they made a bit of an adaptation, didn't they? They started to slow down a little bit. That started to play in their hands a little bit more, but it really felt like they were maybe being too passive. If anything, as things did go on, they started giving up map control, and that was a little bit more difficult from there, wasn't it? But yeah, irrelevant of that, Skyline does go Voltage's way. Still waiting for the players to get into the lobby here. A couple having issues, but we hopefully should be underway pretty quickly when we head into Vault control. We're at least going to see red card hard point as well, so curious how that one's going to go. Again, a little bit more of a slow pace map. You would expect Notorious to maybe feel a little bit better about it. You're heading into a Skyline, it is just relentless pace. Whereas you had a red card, we seen it yesterday. We went from Skyline to red card and hard points, and it was a very, very different outcome. It's a completely different way to play hard point on that map specifically. Let's see if it goes a different way when we do get it.
Well, while we're waiting for this one to start, fortunately, we have the scores from everybody else that we can kind of run through. So while we wait for this one to start, let's talk about what's been happening so far in round 3. Team Notorious, not this one, a different one, have beaten Inglorious 3-0. So not this Notorious, a different Notorious have beaten Inglorious 3-0. Then we've got Avenge Esports have lost to Katana Gaming. We saw the end of that game on Bravo. That was a 3-0. Currently, Exceptional Gaming are 2-0 up against Team Ben W. Noctum Esports took down Ask Esport 3-0. And then we've got Team Twisted versus Rousing Esport. That's a 3-0 for Team Twisted. Now, Team Twisted, if you remember yesterday, I think it was against Noctum, didn't have a very good time. It was a very fast 3-0 for Noctum, but today they've got a W on the board. I will also say this is the only game at the moment that is going to a 4th map. Notorious versus Voltage Esport. Everybody else is 3-0ing all over the park.
Yeah, I'm going to give production their props there, because I actually suggested a different game, and this is the only one that's inevitably going to go towards 4, so good play from there with those guys. We are eventually into this one, though. There's going to be Vault Control coming up. Got to see it on Search and Destroy yesterday. It'll be the first cast for ourselves on Vault Control. It's not quite giving me Fortress vibes, Brycey. We're not quite on that level of things, but it is very defensive heavy. Let's see if the teams can make sure they take those advantages, because an attacking round will swing the game in only one direction, and that's the one of the team who manages to find it. Defensive heavy. Let's see if that continues to be the theme as we get into map number 3.
All right, well, the players are jumping in, but turns out just trying again to get this lobby up and running. A few technical issues, I won't lie to the stream, but we are trying to get this one rocking and rolling, and as soon as we do, we'll get it on. It's not that we want to spend more time talking to you about inane topics, it's just that we're trying to get it going, so just being completely honest about it. And while we're waiting for the restart ton, interesting enough, Voltage, but this isn't interesting, Voltage used to be my original gamer tag.
Oh yeah? Was that to do with the hair?
See, that's one of the reasons I'm kind of glad it never stayed as my original gamer tag. No, funnily enough, it changed because I really messed up signing into a console login back in the day. And instead of upgrading my account, I ended up making a brand new one. So otherwise, that's what I would have been going with now. But instead, it's just price.
I mean, it's very on brand, I would say. I think you should change it back, if anything. I had some absolute corkers back in the day. We'll probably not delve into those.
I mean, you've still got some now on some of the other ones we play. You seem to have various different gamer tags depending on what game we play. I've just kind of stuck with this now.
Yeah, well, it's only one game, but we'll maybe not delve into the reasons as to why. Yeah, that's an inside joke we're making right now. Nobody else is knowing what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta get to have fun with us. Anyway, this game is going to be restarting, and we should be watching a Vault Control. We've spoken about it an absolute load, so let's find out if anything we've said will come true. And fortunately, I think we've covered all of our bases that we can claim that we're geniuses after anyway, Tom.
Well, I mean, speak for yourself, I suppose.
All right, third time's the charm. This game is going to start. Notorious Gaming versus Voltage Esport. They are tied 1-1. Everybody else is finished. And there we go. 5 seconds to midnight. And we finally get to watch them play.
Well, here we go then. Is it going to be that defensive fest we maybe expected, or is the team going to offer something up on the attacking side, zero straight into the belly of the literal beast? This Mighty will find the first kill, but yeah, for teams, it's all about trying to get a setup up top, trying to pick them apart from the inside. If you can get a hold of A, great. That is not necessarily out of the question. It's getting a hold of B that is difficult. Team's the only one who can answer back with one kill now. He finds the second. Will eventually get taken down, but it's a good start for Notorious on the defensive side.
And this is the position you do not want to be in if you're Voltage, because as you can see, the spawn is being manipulated. They are being push-pull. And it is a long way away from anywhere, and you have to check your corners. You're going to continuously be pushed into the spawn here, as Alex is doing just that. Actually, funny enough, Yaza is technically, I was going to say out, but he hasn't moved, so never mind. Eventually gets caught as well. Very few kills made on the side of Voltage here.
Yeah, been tough so far, but I think this is the thing, when you lose that opening break in such a way, it really can turn into a game like this. But they have eventually found themselves out. 29 seconds remaining. Ticks are going to be important here, so if you can find anything, that'll be a bonus. On the other side of things, if you're Notorious and you can limit them to absolutely nothing, that is a sensational defense if you can find it. 20 seconds to go now. Demon, furthest one forward. The reinforcements are nowhere near here as well. They're going to get cut off from the other side of things. Demon could do a find the kill. He finds absolutely nothing. Notorious, this has been flawless so far.
Well, there's a lot of hipfire. He's trying to find the kill, desperate to stop the clock, but A is a nightmare. Too many angles, too much cover when you're sitting in there alone without having pushed the other team up. And Yaz will just die for that because there's 3.5 seconds left. They just want to get into it. And even with that one, Fabron just shuts the door, says good night, we'll take round one.
I mean, it's not even about, for me, about A being difficult. It is difficult, but it's the opening break. If you lose that in such a way, immediately backs against the wall. You've got to check your corners. The team who are inside of it, when you've won that first gunfight, can be in your spawn that quick. It's so difficult to try and deal with. I mean, as soon as they find that kill mid-map, you can already be pushed up down the left-hand side and starting to get the spawn kill, starting to slow them down. You can't lose an opening break that bad and expect to win an attacking round.
Yeah, this is what I've spoken about this map before. It's so difficult. Every aspect of your attacking has to be on point, because if you mess up or if you don't get in the position you need to be, you will be punished, and you will be punished incredibly severely. So at the moment, we see Fabron going straight for this one, knows where the players are going to be. Very obvious breaks for most teams. Can they hold off when they get this? And already you can see them dipping out of it. A is such a nightmare that stacking it is almost never worth it.
It's just so many different angles, as you say. Already for Notorious here. One tick in, so advantage belongs to them, and they're looking like they're going to be able to get something going here. They should be able to get a hold of A now. Kills are starting to fall their way, and this is probably a little bit more like how we kind of expected this series to go. If Control is played like this from Notorious, we may well be heading to map number 4 very, very quickly. Nadox is already over towards B. They are flowing like water right now, Bricey. Voltage are struggling to deal with them.
This is still difficult. You might even see Fabron try and push forward if he can. There's the one,
God.
not going to get the second, but actually the car will take care of it for him from Nadux. And that second tick is not a million miles away.
Got it. Gonna be able to find it. Fabron is able to find one. Those lives, not necessarily the end of the world for Voltage Esports yet. I managed to find something now that can start to shove them back, but Notorious Gaming, yeah, really good job from Fabron. Just trying to stay alive, doesn't manage to do it. Mighty now on the flank, they have so much time. They can afford to do this kind of thing.
The lives isn't massively on their favor. This could be a turning point, though. Notorious find these kills. If Notorious can make another big run, they will start cutting players down off spawn. Mighty's going to try and do that. Now, he is pushing that spawn towards B side. You can see on the minimap, that's where the players are going. This is not the easiest shot, but he makes the first one and the second. That is unbelievable. Reinforcements now have to appear. Notorious have an opportunity to move up the map, make these kills, which they are doing, and they might be able to lock this up. Somebody is going to come for Mighty eventually, but it is not happening quite yet.
Yeah, they need to wrap back around because immediately off your spawn, yes, okay, you can kind of look over towards B from that spawn building. But when you're trying to get across to try and really get into the teeth of it, you can't when there's somebody on the upper side. Notorious Gaming 2 to the good. Onto the defensive side, this controlled gameplay could be over very, very quickly.
Oh, 20-minute wait, 4-minute game.
Yeah. Looking that way so far. And I think it's just, again, it's that opening break. If Voltage can find those moments, it becomes a very, very different story. But you lose a couple of opening gunfights, all of a sudden Notorious find themselves in a good position. They can punish you further. You do that back yourselves in a couple of gunfights. It's not necessarily the hardest thing to do. And maybe you can try to start forcing them back. Notorious Gaming to the good here in the control and absolutely cruising.
Here we go. Better break this time. Huge stack coming in. Voltage trying to put the numbers where they'll work the best, but that has been called out as well. And they found nothing but misery, nothing but pain, as now they have to get back out of their spawn, and you can see them getting a little bit tentative, as they know that already there'll be players hunting them down, but that's a huge two to maybe break this door open just a bit.
Again, just going even on those opening trades is fine for both these two teams, but Notorious is the defensive team. You want to take every single advantage that you possibly can, and they are starting to now as well. Sykes and Demon, though, can answer back, so still for Voltage Esports, you do have yourself a little bit of a hold in the middle of the map. Well, you did. Alex and Fabron combining well. It feels like the kind of round that Voltage Esports, they know that they're in so much trouble here now. Oh, and especially if you don't find that gunfight. Melko takes it down. Melko's found a second there as well. Mighty will be able to pick up the third. This has been utter dominance so far from Notorious. If really it wasn't for Yaza, Voltage Esports will still be stuck in their spawn.
There's just so little that's been happening for Voltage on this control, really. 17 seconds ago for Brome dropping the God Rod. They have to stay inside for it at the same time. That clock has to be stopped. They're going to have to commit towards A. It is going to be Demon who jumps on it. Trying desperately just to get a little bit more out for it. And they're doing a good job for a few seconds. But unfortunately for Brown, who's 18 and 6, shuts that down.
One player remaining. Nobody else is going to be able to get near with Fabron guarding the door. No shoes, no entry. Voltage Esports dealt with that in map number 3. Notorious get the job done as quick as possible. We'll be heading into map number 4 with extreme confidence now, Brycey. That was convincing.
Yeah, convincing is the nicest way to put it, because that does not feel like the same team we've been watching. Notorious just kicked them and never stopped.
I mean, from the opening break of what we've seen on the defensive round for Notorious, they find 4 kills, they push them back, they never let them really out of their spawn. That's kind of how defensive rounds can go when it comes down to Vault. If you win that opening break with such conviction, then you really can start moving forward and make it very, very difficult from then on out. But then for Voltage, they never did that on their defensive rounds and kind of got cooked. So I think it was a bit difficult to it's sometimes hard to quantify exactly what happened. It was really just those opening breaks that Notorious won nearly every single time. And that momentum, it's just like a snowball effect, right? I mean, very, very solid out of Notorious. We're going to go to some highlights, but I tell you what, they're going to be a short highlight package because that was dominant.
Yeah, and also probably only one team. It's just
Probably
sometimes how it goes. And this is what we spoke about, right? Like, this is the kind of map where, especially if you're attacking, it's incredibly difficult to make things happen if you don't get a good start or if you give up too much map control. On the other side of it, by the way, that is a very quick replay package. On the other side of it, that almost sounds false because Notorious made such a good job that it kind of made it look like that Voltage didn't have an opportunity. Realistically, that should have been much more convoluted around A. It should have been. Like, the trade should have been a little bit more fluid. It's a difficult thing to grab. You have to watch too many angles. You can get flanked from everywhere. And it just didn't happen. Like, that is about as one-sided as a control that you are going to see. And from two teams that have basically, you know, the hard point was incredibly close. Voltage won the S&D, and then I don't know what happened in the last 15 minutes, but don't appear on the control.
not at all. And it's surprising because you would expect, based on what we see in the Search and Destroy, when it was up close and personal gameplay, the SMGs are able to thrive. You're able to keep that pace going. That's kind of what Vault Control can be like, especially if they're RIP. You think about these opening salvo, it is very much that Twitch fight where you're making sure you're trying to find something. It's about a team fight in a certain aspect, making sure that you're finding the snaps, you're trying to find those kills as quick as possible, which is something that Voltage have kind of done well throughout the first two maps. You head into a mode where it is very much about that opening break, or at least that's how it felt throughout the majority of that in particular map between these two teams. You don't get anything going at all, was a bit of a surprise to me. And now you're heading into a red card, which is a lot slower paced, which we typically don't associate with Voltage G-Sport from what we've seen so far. This is now a difficult position to be in. Wonderful though if you are Notorious Gaming.
Yeah, very much so. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. This is
okay.
This is what I've been thinking about while we've been talking. Maybe, just maybe, Voltage are a bad control team, because there have been aspects where for some reason teams are just very bad at it. You know, even in the CDL there are notoriously bad control teams. Won't name and shame them, but there are some who just don't win controls. Could be the issue with Voltage. It's easier in competitive to get into hardpoint and search and destroy, right? Search and destroy, everybody plays, especially when you first get into comp. That is the game mode. Hardpoint, that's kind of like the staple. It's the more fun mode. It's, you know, rapid respawns, rotations, it's linear. It's very obvious. Control is normally the least played of those three. Obviously, it only matters 1 out of 5. There are less maps for it. Some teams just don't have that depth to be good at control. That could be what we're looking at with Voltage.
Potentially, I think, you know, it is a very different game mode in that sense. You know, it is about that run and gun. It is that respawn game mode, but it's one of those where players, you know, maybe haven't had that chance to practice it on a very, very high level. And sometimes it really can show. But irrelevant of that, we are heading over towards red card. Notorious Game will be feeling supremely confident about this one now. 2-1 to the good. Voltage need to find a comeback. Are they going to be able to? I'm not 100% sure based on what we've seen in that last map. Can they bring it back? I don't know, Brycey. I'm not feeling them at 5 yet.
Which is crazy, because you would have done just before that respawn. But hey, maybe, just maybe, it's a control issue. It's not a team issue. This will tell us. This will tell us what's happening. Have Notorious gotten better? Have Voltage just been playing above their station? Well, all that and more, red card hardpoint will deliver. Let's find out.
Here we go. Can Voltage bring something to the table? The cable? Voltage cable? I mean, look, I'm making up accidental...
You've lost it.
How my brain
You're right,
works
you've
now?
lost
I'm
it.
not sure. I'm really not sure. Voltage G-Sports, what can you bring to the table, not the cable? I'd imagine power, but irrelevant of that, they have pretty much been dealt with off the rip if you are Voltage Esports. Notorious getting control of the point just now, but finding the kills. Demon is find something over towards that side, but it's really about these rotations over towards P2. Just going to be able to lock them in as soon as possible.
Good start so far for Notorious. A little bit of time. just throwing bullets towards it, but eventually Nate comes in. That's a good combination there from Voltage to get them out of the way. Should be able to pick up the scrap time here as well, and applying pressure towards next. The spawn out is coming at the same time as well. Voltage just need to make this play correctly. They've got a good spawn there at number 7 that should allow them to keep the spawn that they want here. Nadox is waiting for it though.
Yeah, very well read. Thinking about those parallel spawns, which, I mean, they can't happen. You spawn on the inside, there's always the potential somebody spawn at the back, but this is just nightmare fuel if you're trying to push from the outside. Melko starting to line them up. It's maybe a little bit overzealous for that challenge, and there you go. There's the spawn over towards the backside, but Fabron is very well aware of what's going on here. Can't find the third. It's Mighty who finds two. Back and forth, but it's actually Voltage Esport in control. Neither one of these teams really able to keep a hold of those spawns in the way that they want to.
Voltage is going to be looking to just take this last little bit of time. Nothing too amazing. Stay down. You don't really expect Notorious to swing for it, so take the 3 points. And think about if somebody can slip the net and get to next. Already you can see on the minimap they've been trying to do that. And they will lose 3 seconds of scrap time. But the next hill has popped and Zero is on his way.
That's fine to lose that scrap time though, because you know some of the players from the other team are still going to spawn back there. And will spawn with their team after they die, but just keep them away for just a little bit of time. Ridiculous shots from Fabron. Clean that one up. He's going to find a second one as well. Nadox will find one from the car park, and all of a sudden it's only Sykes who's left. He is dealt with. Spawns towards the back now. Notorious Gaming are aware of what's going on here. Answers that question. Absolutely they are. On a swivel.
Again, a massive spawn towards the back, and they're ready for it. Got to run the gauntlet, and you can already see they're not just trying to headbutt it straight away. They're trying to get a bit of control. Maybe we'll swing for the scrap time, but it's not everything.
Coming over the top of the stairs as well, so Nadox is got to be aware of what's going on. But that's only for 10 seconds or so. Axon down, trying to play his life, can find one. Doesn't even need to try and find the second. Station over towards stage starting to come through now. Those hills, it's a little bit more difficult to pick up a good amount of time just purely because of the opportunity of sitting below, sitting up top. Not necessarily a black and white contest as far as it goes. It's not just a case of going down low or going up top. It's just about the moment at the time. But Yaza will be able to find one. Voltage Esports in control right now. 35 seconds to play for here. Notorious not in too bad of a spot to stop this from happening.
Still pressure mounting on them here. Just trying to hold underneath. Zero looking for the player. That's going to be a huge pick for him as well. They are trying to wall bang this. Obviously, just not a lot of cover, just some sheets, and they don't stop bullets that easily. There will be a bit of scrap time here for Notorious, maintaining the lead.
And they just kind of won that battle up towards the top of the stairs a little bit in their favor. I want to say they started to find those AR kills. They've been able to push forward. Now all of a sudden they are going to be able to pick up that scrap time and find themselves with about a 40-point lead. Going over towards P5. Just a short walk over to the outside of the field. Towards the stands, and there's going to be Voltage Esports' first ones here. It's just a hellish push for Notorious to try and do through that little cubby way. It's a difficult one to try and find. Elko and Co combining well. Sykes is able to stay alive though. Spawns over towards the backside are here for Voltage Esports. They can't let Notorious set up in the point because it just becomes so much more difficult.
Sykes though moving very, very quickly. Looking for the third. Not going to happen. Gets shut down before he can do any more damage. And both teams still piling bodies into this point. I will say this. Every time it comes to this conflict, it just seems like Notorious just get like maybe 5% better. Just ever so slightly coming out on top every single time.
Yeah, it feels like that when the advantage has been offered up to them, they're being maybe a little bit more efficient with it. Voltage Esports have had themselves in places where they've been able to do something. That P2 though, I expect to be cleaner from both these two teams as we head there in a second. A few more seconds to go over towards P1 before that though. Mighty will find 2 kills from up top. It's just about trying to keep all of these spawns if you can. Right now, though, Voltage do have a man behind enemy lines. He has done a great job up top once again. Decently still for Notorious Gaming here over towards P1, and they're soaking up more time.
This is a huge amount of time as well, because it felt really close until this point. It felt like it was just, you know, maybe one hill could have flipped and we'd be talking about a complete takeover, but now this is not good. Notorious have just hit the afterburners. They are booting them back into their spawn on P1. P2's just a distant memory.
Long way to go for Voltage, but they may well start spawning back there if you're not careful. You're Notorious. I mean, it's almost to the days of having an anchor is needed when you are talking about this P2. Where do you want them to spawn? Where are they spawning? Questions I often ask myself when I'm playing ranked.
I'll tell you something though, Voltage getting into the position they've got into is actually a very good sign, but they have to win some gunfights. Unfortunately, this is not going to help because you can't win a gunfight versus this.
It's all called in. Just makes it so much easier to defend that. They've now got to run into gunfire. Only going to be one kill found by Nadix though, and then all of a sudden he can come back in and, well, not help at all. Decent enough effort from Voltage G-Sport. They haven't been able to get through though. Missile just confirms a little bit more time for Notorious Gaming, who are going to spawn into the back. Mighty already on rotation. About 15 seconds to go. He's going to be the first one there. Actually choosing to try and set himself up top. Going to come in from the top side towards P3. Yeah, I like this setup. I would have liked the setup had you won the gunfight. Never mind.
Now, as we go over towards this, you can already see the pressure mounting. Now that's going to try to hit this from a different angle with the massive gunfight up top as well. The rest of the players should swarm in off the back of this. Only one player from Voltage can make a difference. It's Zero. But he's going to go down as well. And there's still going to be more flanks hitting.
Yeah, split spawns. Couple players spawn now. Couple players spawn towards the back side. Are they ready for whichever way that Voltage Esports are going to start pushing here? Melko, can he find anything? 1-2, well played. Can he find the third? Not quite going to happen. They should be there to pick up the pieces, but it's going to be Sykes who finds that final kill. Voltage Esports, 20 seconds, 20 valuable seconds. They really could do with here, Bryce.
Still having to fight incredibly hard for scrap time. Knocker's going to go for it one more time. Looks for the first, knows the second player in there. Actually just leaves and goes all the way around. Not going to be too worried about it. This is all about the distraction. Keep away from the next point. We can take these points back there.
And they've had themselves a wonderful amount of time to set up. They've soaked up the first 10 seconds before Voltage are even going to see P4. Thrown on the flank. Could do a finding that. He doesn't. Sykes with a nice kill over towards the top of the steps. Gets taken down immediately by Melko. Will eventually get traded out, but still, Voltage Esport not really getting anywhere near it. Notorious pick up the first, 30 seconds nearly over towards this hill, which is usually hotly contested. Eventually, Voltage will get themselves in, but Notorious have broken 200. Voltage only at 120.
Is there a way back? We spoke about this before. Technically, Notorious were in this situation just in that first hard point. Would it be a story put on the other foot? As at the moment, they are trying desperately to get into it. A little bit of scrap time here for Notorious. Voltage won't settle for it, though, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Yars are now pushing as we head over to the next one. Keep an eye on that mini-map. You can already see players from both teams are here.
Voltage Esport, you absolutely have to find a good few kills on this opening break and then hope you can set up and find some good time. Again, it's usually quite a hotly contested hill unless you can find that really good opening break. Sykes is trying his best to do something. You will find two, and that's going to start spawning Notorious Gaming exactly where Voltage want them. If they can get Sykes on Overwatch here, and all of a sudden this becomes a little bit easier. Staying alive as long as you can. Notorious Gaming trying to find a way through. They've got to be methodical about it. They have been. They find 2, 3, 4 kills in a row. Notorious Gaming now in complete control. They can't quite win it here. But they'll be all but home if they can hold down the rest of this time.
That looks so. Looking for a couple of easy. 1, 2, and the third with a pistol. Not going to get it. It's been stolen by a teammate who picks up a 2-piece. And now, as we head back towards P1, they've got to start again. And Nadok says, all right, I'll have another go at it. There's 1. There's 2. Gets it as well. Go for the third. That's a 5 streak they're on now as well. But more teammates stealing the kills one more time. As Nadox will rinse and repeat, but it's the wrong spawn. The flip has come through. But is this going to be enough to get them in? No, it is not. And Notorious close out that hard point and close out the game.
Fantastic work from Notorious. We kind of did expect when we went over towards Red Card that it would be in their favor. Voltage Esport will get their first map of the Challengers Elite this season, but that's all they've really got to write home about. Notorious. I mean, map number 1 was close. I think that's really where Voltage will look at things and say we could have done more. Would have sent us to map number 5. We won the first S&D. Could we have won the map number 5 potentially? I think that map number 1 really is what's going to dictate it for Voltage. The map number 3, they need to work on the control. When it come down to red card, they got out-rotated. They got outplayed. Other than that, you know, the first 2 maps were pretty close. Voltage made the most of it in map number 2. Did not make the most of it in map number 1. And that's ultimately going to be the difference maker in this series.
It certainly is. And hey, realistically, that kind of felt like a game of 2 halves, right? The first 2 maps and the second 2 maps felt so different from each other that you have to ask whether Voltage fell off a little bit or whether the Notorious found a different gear. And truth being told, I don't know. The only thing we can know for certain is that is a win on the board for Notorious.
Yeah, and deservedly so. I think, you know, coming out and finding that kind of win in control really does set your stall out. You're in the lead in the series. You're heading into map number 4, feeling confident, potentially on your pick. Can you get something going? Well, the answer was yes. They never really looked back when it did come down to red card. They out-rotated, they outplayed, they outscored, they outkilled Voltage Esport. Even when Voltage managed to find this break over towards P5, it never felt likely. Alex was running rings around them. Notorious. Stellar performance in map number 4, and that's what they'll remember about this one. They won't remember how close map number 1 was or losing map number 2. Do you think that their Skyline S&D maybe does need some work? But they take the series. That's all they needed to do. Maps at this stage don't matter to them. Really, really good job for Notorious. They take the series 3-1.
They do, and it took a while to get there, but they get there in the end, and those are the points that do matter. Just to confirm as well, I believe we had a game that was 2-0 that was still ongoing. That was Exceptional Gaming and Team Ben W. That game did finish while we were waiting for this one to finish, and that was another 3-0. So every game but this one, 3-0s in this round.
Well picked, well picked. We managed to see some decent competition, especially maps 1 and maps number 2. But after that, Notorious Gaming really doing a good job in 3 and 4. Starting to just stretch away, you know, flex the muscles, find another gear, all the other sayings that you want to go through. It just felt as if they did really step on the gas, and really good job from them. They'll be happy with the win.
They certainly will. Well, we have another set of games coming up just after the break. Don't go anywhere. All the action and more Call of Duty Challenge Elite coming up right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, back again. Here we go. We're going into our first matchup already because they were ready and waiting, even though we were early, but we'll get on with it early. That's the good thing about it. It's Katana Gaming versus Inglorious Gaming. Looking at the series board as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Skyline, Hacienda Protocol, and a red card in the series. We're going to get ourselves set for this one. And we're going to be getting straight into Skyline as soon as we possibly can once we are set up with the logos and such like. But everybody else is pretty much good to go early on. And this is the good thing about it. We're going to get in as early as we possibly can. Get in and out. Get into games and get to watch all the sexy action of these best gameplays that we're going to see here between Katana Gaming and Inglorious. Just once we get all the right lobby codes that we need at the right times and everything is set and good to go, which is what we're looking forward to. Who do you think you have on the agenda to go on and win this? Katana Gaming, our second seed. Probably the favourite side at the moment. They did come off of a win there against AVNG 3-0. And Inglorious are just off of a 3-0 loss. So, I mean, Inglorious want to make amends, find a way back into it, potentially get an opportunity to get a map at least on the board and even get maybe even a series win on the board. But up against Katana, it's going to be a difficult ask with the new updated roster. Speaking of which, let's have a look at that. Katana, watch Barry with Spud in the Mud. How are we doing? I've seen you sitting watching it. I've got multiple little streams up from every single stream that's gone up. Everybody that's watching any of the Call of Duty elites here. This is what we're doing. We're going to do this, right? There we go. We get an invite. That's even better. We get into the lobby that way. We're not getting any messages about codes. Not this time round. Not this time. But hopefully next. There we go. Codcaster, we're in. Now we're just waiting on the players to switch around and we'll get Katana Gaming and Inglorious Gaming kicked off very soon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I want to see how good Katana are going to perform here as well today. I also want to see Inglorious up their gear. Alpha was doing relatively well for his side, considering they were on the losing end. A few performances from Clem doing well as well. Najik's finding some good kills. Aiden in that doing work as well, but they just need to combine it all together at the right time, especially on the hard points. They were pretty much dominated by 100 points last time round, so yeah, it was very difficult for them. But we have none other than the mighty Super. You know he's going off to Miami Heretics at some point. They don't want to know that at this point in time. They aren't thinking about it as much as everybody else may well be thinking about it. It's like they're going to lose one of their star players. But for now, he's up and he's putting on that shirt of Katana. He's going to show how he deserves his spot in that CDL squad up at Miami Heretics. And speaking of that, he's going to try and show it even more in this series here against Inglorious Gaming, as we're going to get straight into Skyline Hardpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this map underway. Here we go. This time it kicks off nice and smoothly. We're on board with Cobra and Katana are trying to beam from a distance. Aspect with that AR roll already setting down the gunfire, but nobody finding any kills early on. Speaking of which though, Aspect will get that first pick. Cobra staying on the hard point. Will get challenged there by Najix, who gets on to the hard point in a position here to try and clear and get some time on the board. Seems a bit of a slower start here from the Katana squad here. They're expecting to be making that rotation round as Aspect is doing so. In the meantime, going to try and get that P2 hardpoint under lock and key, because that is key to this rotation here, and Skyline looks like it is going that way as Katana Gaming have got their spawns here. 12 more seconds and Katana have got a feed going. Super, like we said, he's going to do a performance of his own. He's making it 5. Can he make it more? One more slides in. It's going to be Clem though, who manages to clear his hardpoint for now. But in the back, Cobra is still there at P1. P2 is in Katana's hands. The feed was all red, and it's the blood of Inglorious. It's not looking good at the start here as they're leading away. 41 and 13. Clem though, trying to stay alive here in the back of the spawn. Brezi's up. He knows he's there. He can see the gunfire going out, but Brezi manages to dip, stays alive. Now he'll be challenged from the side. It's Super. And if you start giving away your position, Super is going to spot you out. He's going to find that kill, and all of a sudden, there we go. We've got a 40-point lead. Going to be able to go in the hands of Katana here as they're holding every single bit of this time here on P2. And as we said, having that spawn is crucial to this hardpoint. Holding as much time as possible, giving yourself a really good lead here. Super's trying to continue his following, but not managing to find it there. Still challenging for this little bit of scrap time here as well though for Katana Gaming, but it means that you've already got the players rotating around. Brezi's already in kitchen, finds his first pick inside there. The contest comes in, players sliding on through. It's going to be traded back and forward, and Cobra with the double manages to find a third as well here as he is now ruling in kitchen. He's cooking up a storm, makes it 4. Is he going to try and get another here as he gets that stun off the wall? The nade's going to follow it. Challenge comes out, but nobody looking to peek that corner to Cobra to give him his 5th kill. But the time going their way, 1 minute and 5 on the clock so far, being our Hellkitten and leading away in the kills here. 8 and 4 with Brezi, 9 and 6 at the moment. A good hold, solid hold in P3. And Inglorious are just not getting any sniff at it here. They just want to smell some of that bacon that's cooking up a storm here, but nobody making any effort here to get in. Cobra will make it 5. Gonna try and make it 6, doesn't manage it because they get past that 100-point mark. Najix spots down the player through down below in the tunnels here. Now challenges towards Super. Very difficult fight to win, but Super does eventually fall. Aspects. Thankfully we got that on stream because he is now on the bottom floor almost. There we go. That's not where you want to be on Skyline. You want to be leading the way at the top here. Aspect wasn't doing it. Forgot that he can fall off that map a good little bit there. Is now Alpha and Inglorious finally getting some time here on this bathroom hardpoint. Najik's going to get Super in the back. Alpha keeping it going now. He's on 2. Najix is on 2. It's 3 in a row for Inglorious for kills, and the challenge is coming in still though. Cobra from up top here of bedroom. Najix comes for the challenge. Cobra will add another. He's 11 and 6. Is he going to make it another? No, Clem will find him. P1 spawns in about 6 more seconds here. Our final bit of time. Going the way of Katana Gaming in that break. But they're also set for the start of the rotations. Alpha does eventually trade that one out. Clem from the catwalk side. See the rotation coming in here from Brezi already. Going to find that player up towards that catwalk side. Is going to get the trade out. Najik's going to challenge that as well. Will fall to Brezi. And Katana Gaming looking good as Brezi finds a third. Finally it falls there in the hands of Clem. But it's still a relatively close hardpoint here. It's not getting run away here from Katana. We're not seeing an absolute domination performance here. And Glorious at least getting some time on the hardpoint. Less could be said about their first match early on. It took them a bit of time to get warmed up in the series, but this one managed to be warmed up relatively decent. They're only at a 40-point deficit at this point in time here. But kills going the way of Brezi in a row. Finds free. Staying alive at the back here, holding for that P2 spawn once again where they held pretty much every single last second. Aiden no will find a kill, slides on through. Clem adds the player in the back here as well, and that might be the rotation and the spawns here for the Inglorious team, and it is. They do get into the zone. Now, is it their time to hold 60? Well, there's only 40 seconds left, but can they hold 40 seconds on it? You do have Cobra though, and Brezzy trying to come on in here. Brezzy finds one. Cobra's now going to make that rotation up the back here. Gets on the slides in, gets that time. Will be spotted though. Clem finds him, gets onto that time. Going to get past that 100-point mark unless Aspect can do some work, and he does. He finds 2 before he falls. Cobra now to challenge it. 11 more seconds on the time. They've got that extra bit going their way. And Katana Gaming going to get to 150 points versus 98 here. And Glorious going to be on P3 though and set ready. Finding Cobra. Doesn't find a kill on Cobra, and Cobra's going to make that rotation now to dip a little bit for a second. The challenge comes in, slides on through, picks up that AR as well, finds the kill. Traded back and forward though, and Brezzy's left alive, but he's gone all the way back and on back spawn here, getting these rotations. As Inglorious has hold pretty well here with 35 seconds left on this time. Najix finds one. Super challenge as he falls as well, but there we go, the break's in. 26 seconds still left on the time. Wasn't enough players for Katana to push on through though. Alpha does put the challenge in, but that's going to be traded back and forward. A nade killing off one. Super finding 2 before he falls. But a good amount of time here for Inglorious has pulled it back to within 20 seconds here. They've got the spawn for next as well. And now Clem does get challenged. All 3 players of Katana come sliding on through. Cobra's going to make that opportunity up here now. There's only him and Brezzy nearby though. As the other players are spawning at the far back side. This challenge comes in. Najix will fall. Staying alive in the back here. Finds another through the bush. I don't even know how he spotted up there because I couldn't see him for the life of me. Then it's Alpha to follow next here. His Cobra's on a 4. Tries to challenge. 2 players there of Inglorious are ready for it though, but Katana on at the time. 30 more seconds left to play for. Inglorious will make that break on through, but there we go. Team kill, and then Cobra finding 2. Gives him that break back again here with 20 seconds left to play. Got to get it past that 200-point margin almost. Unless you see Aiden sliding on through for this one. A good kill there for Cobra. Slides on through. He's 25 and 17. Absolutely beaming here just now. And they're almost at that 200-point mark here. Expects the player on that hedge isn't there. Clem will find a kill. Pass back from up top will be noticed. Shots coming back in from Cobra and Super though to get the kills done, and then onto the hard point here behind the hot tub. Glorious Gaming looking to try and get players in the back here before they go for that point. They've done so, managed to get onto the point, get the players in the back now. Who wins that gunfight? It's none other than Super. He's the Superman himself. He turns, he burns, he kills, he wins the gunfight. How has he done that? What even happened? How have you done that there, Super? That is why you are being signed up, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, you could turn like that after being 3 or 4 shot in the back and still turns around and wins that gunfight. We're 30 seconds away for a Katana win here in map number 1. They've got P2 under control. And Brezzy's just watching them from the left. Spots the 2 players of Inglorious. They're all going underneath. There's actually 3 players there. Najix will challenge it. Brezzy jumps down, will fall though for it. But Cobra's down below. He's going to be able to get back in rotation. Super is continuing his spray here on a 5. Plenty of time here still left for them to win it on P2. It's all down to that one player that was nearby. Alpha not going to win it here. 6 more seconds left. It doesn't look like Clem and Co are going to get in. Aiden's going to go up the zipline trying to find a kill, but that's the time, ladies and gentlemen. Katana will win that round. Good first map for Katana. Glorious though did start getting into it. They did start heating up, getting opportunities to find it back. There you go, Cobra 29 and 20, Brazy 29 and 28, but Cobra pretty much stand out there. Look at that hell time, 2:51 on the hell time. Plenty to play for there. As that was, what was that, 250 to 176? And there we go, we have to just jump out of the lobby, as I say. I'm sure that was 176 in the end there. But yeah, Katana Gaming, a good one, a solid one from them. We're going into S&D, back to the same map, to Skyline. In the meantime, before we get these new lobby codes here, which is about to be set up and sent away or invited at some point, we'll show you some beautiful replays from our map 1 here between Katana and Inglorious Gaming.
We see Afro, but there's Eric Boom.
Maybe not.
Waiting on their bomb carrier here to rotate around. Maybe going towards that B site. Where is Rafi positioning here at the helicopter? Is going to get up perfect timing to find.
Right, now we should.
Get
There we
some
go.
time on the board.
There we go. There's is what we need. The highlights of that last map. We forgot to set up the replays. That's all it was. You know, we just forgot to push the right button and reset. But we're ready to go and join in.
Under lock and key, because that is key to this rotation here, and Skyline looks like it is going that way.
We'll just wait till the new lobby code comes out as well, or the new invite comes our way.
Got a feed going super, like we said. It's going to do a performance. You can see the gunfire going out, but Brezzy manages to dip, stays alive. Now he'll be challenged from the side. It's super, and if you start giving away your position, Super is going to spot you out. He's going to find that kill, and all of a sudden, there we go. We've got a 40-point lead. Going to be to go in the hands of Katana here, as they're holding every single bit of this time here on P2. And as we said, having that spawn is crucial to this hardpoint. Holding as much time as possible, giving yourself a really good lead here. Super's trying to continue the Katana here, as they're holding every single bit of this time here on P2. And as we said, having that spawn is crucial to this hardpoint. Holding as much time as possible, giving yourself a really good lead here. Super's trying to continue his following, but not managing to find it there. Still challenging for this little bit of scrap time here as well, though, for Katana Gaming, but it means that you've already got the players rotating around. Brezzy's already in kitchen, finds his first pick inside there, the contest corner to Cobra to give him his 5th kill. But the time going their way, 1:05 on the clock so far, being our hell kitten and leading the way in the kills here, 8 and 4 with Brezzy 9 and 6 at the moment. A good hold, solid hold in P3, and Inglorious are just not getting any sniff at it here. They just want to smell some of that bacon that's cooking up a storm here, but nobody making any effort here to get in. Cobra will make it 5. Gonna try and make good hold, solid hold in P3. And Inglorious are just not getting any sniff at it here. They just want to smell some of that bacon that's cooking up a storm here, but nobody making any effort here to get in. Cobra will make it 5. Gonna try and make it 6. Doesn't manage it, but they get past that 100-point mark. Magic spots down the player through down below in the tunnels here. Now challenges towards Super. A good little bit there. Is now Alpha and Inglorious finally getting some time here on this bathroom hardpoint. Magic's going to get Super in the back. Alpha keeping it going now. He's on 2. Magic's on 2. It's 3 in a row for Inglorious for kills, and the challenge is coming in still though. Cobra from up top here of bedroom. Magic's comes for the challenge. Cobra will add another. He's 11 and 6. Is he going to make it? Our final bit of time. Going the way of Katana Gaming in that break. But they're also set for the start of the rotations. Alpha Does eventually trade that one out. Clem from the catwalk side. See the rotation coming in here from Brezzy already. Going to find that player up towards that catwalk side. Is going to get the trade out. Najic's going to challenge that as well. Will fall to Brezzy. And Katana Gaming looking good as Brezzy finds a third. Final first match early on. It took them a bit of time to get warmed up in the series, but this one managed to be warmed up relatively decent. They're only at a 40-point deficit at this point in time here. But kills going the way of Brezzy in a row. Finds 3. Staying alive at the back here, holding for that P2 spawn once again, where they held pretty much every single last second. Aiden no will find a kill, slides on through. Finding Cobra, doesn't find a kill on Cobra, and Cobra's going to make that rotation now to dip a little bit for a second. The challenge comes in, slides on through, picks up that AR as well, finds the kill. Traded back and forward though, and Brezzy's left alive, but he's gone all the way back and on back spawn here, getting these rotations. As Inglorious has hold pretty well here with 35 seconds left on this time. Najix finds 1. Super challenge as he falls, is finding 2 before he falls. But a good amount of time here for Inglorious has pulled it back to within 20 seconds here. They've got the spawn for next as well. And now Clem does get challenged. All 3 players of Katana come sliding on through. Cobra's going to make that opportunity up here now. There's only him and Brezzy nearby though. As the other players are spawning at the far back side. This challenge comes in. Najix will fall as well. And now Clem does get challenged. All 3 players of Katana come sliding on through. Cobra's going to make that opportunity up here now. There's only him and Brezzy nearby though. As the other players are spawning at the far back side. This challenge comes in. Najix will fall. Staying alive in the back here. Finds another through the bush. I don't even know how he spotted up there because I couldn't see him for the life of me. Then it's Alpha to follow next here. His Cobra's on a 4. Will fall though for it. But Cobra's down below. He's going to be able to get back in rotation. Super is continuing his spree here on a 5. Plenty of time here still left for them to win it on P2. It's all down to that one player that was nearby. Alpha not going to win it here. 6 more seconds left. It doesn't look like Clem and Co are going to get in. Aiden's going to go up the zipline trying to find a kill, but that's the time. Let's get some time on the board. Seems a bit of a slower start here from the Katana squad.
Okay, we're back once again, baby. Everybody. I was going to say baby because I'm just expecting the wife to come in there and fucking sound like her, but it wasn't her. But hey, baby, what are you doing? Get out of my room. I'm in the middle of a cast here, and it is Katana Gaming who are 1-0 up in the series here, coming to play in the S&D in Search, well, in the Skyline map. But we've just witnessed here already. Let's transfer over to our live in-game. We are back underway, and it's Katana Gaming leading the way here on the attack to start with. Good kills there coming out. Aspect finding 1, Brezzy found another. Super does fall though, so Inglorious pull 1 back at least. You've got that player rotating on the back as Aiden. He's trying to find an opportunity and trying to find some players. Oh, spotted all of a sudden. Cobra and Brezzy now with 2 in a row. Are they going to put that bomb down and expect that final player to have to wait for that 1v3 retake here? Decide, no, they're going to rotate around, give away that position. Alpha might have heard that bomb smash here as they go in towards the B bomb site. Alpha's taking his time. He's going to creep. The door's shut though. It's going to be a difficult ask to jump straight through. He's going to be shot at straight away. I don't know if he got a pick there or not, but he definitely does fall, and the round goes to Katana Gaming. Not sure if you'll ever know if you got that kill. We'll have to see. I can't remember what his scoreline was. But if he got one, Alpha did get one and he died, but he could have got one at any point in time because Super did fall. This time, let's go on board with our attacking side of Inglorious here. Where is the route they decide to take? Going down towards that poolside. Alpha's pushed up through catwalk. Down below you've got Clem here as well. Right below is Aiden. Expecting the player to challenge in through our vents here, but nothing coming out here. A slower start here for the Inglorious side. Trying to find a pick. Trying to find the players rotating round. Cobra spots him though. Aspects will challenge it. Alpha goes sliding on out. Doesn't find anything either still, and they know where they are, but they just can't find the picks. Rotation moving towards that B site. Challenge comes in. Aspect does fall. First blood. Went his way though. Got Brezzy on a 4. 3 versus 3 retake here for the side of Katana Gaming. Does spot the player. Does spot one. Clem manages to stay alive. Gets out with his life. That being said, Cobra will find Najix. And another. Is he going to make it free? 25 seconds left. The player's in the back. Cobra's going to challenge that. Sorry about that, I've been doing amazing casting here in 2 rounds so far and we realised the muted button was on, but there we go, we're back into it. We're live again. Cobra's on a 4 streak, an unbelievable performance from that one as well, and I'm gutted that was a bit we were mentioning the fact that they were shushing at the end there from Super. But Katana Gaming open up the score in here. Cobra once again finding another here as well. Only 2 players left of the Inglorious side. Make that 1 and it's only 8 and he's getting shot in the back. He's going to take that zipline escape here to try and stay alive, but everybody's just shooting all around the map here, trying to open up a position, and that'll be all 4 dead of Inglorious Gaming and Katana taking a 3-0 lead here in the S&D. Jeebus, hello Abby, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. The beams, the shots, the Cobras, Viper, whatever you want to call him, but he's the Cobra. He is absolutely showing his venom. He strikes once again. Isn't it? Strike hard, strike fast from Cobra. But now, another attacking round here. Their second of the S&D in this series. Brezzy will be found. 2 piece though. Going down. Expecting Cobra to try and stay alive here, trying to earn that streak here, but the bomb's down. There's only 1 more player left alive, and Clem is going to have to do it himself here. 1 versus 2. Aspect and Cobra on the other side, both running a streak here, 5 and 3 at the moment, keeping themselves out of harm's way. He doesn't take the shot on Cobra. That's the guy that's on the massive kill streak at the moment, and he's risking it, knowing that that bomb's down as well. He's sliding on the map. It's just out-rotating each other at the moment. He's going to get the 2 players in the back. Is Clem going to be the same? Cobra's going to peek. Aspect's there as well. It's a 2 versus 1 scenario straight down catwalk. Clem, what can you do? The answer to that is nothing. Very unfortunate for Clem. He should have took his shot when he had the opportunity on Cobra at that piano. I'm sure they would have been able to get out of the way afterwards. He was close, but in this scenario, it is Katana to win that one out. They'll take all of the rounds in a row here. And it's looking like a solid S&D performance from them. 4-0 so far. Cobra and Aspect both on streaks themselves. 5-0, 5-2 for Aspect. But it's Cobra's performance so far that's 5-2. As an SMG player as well. Could you imagine? Absolutely right. He's got the ammo out though instead. Brezzy finds the first pick though.
He's got a bomb in hand. The gunshot's coming up from Clem. Not managing to find a trade back here against the Katana side as they go to put that bomb down. In the back again, it's Cobra. Nobody other than him. 6 in a row. Dominant performance from him as Aiden is left as the last man alive. The gunfight doesn't go towards Cobra, but Katana Gaming are 5-0 up, map point in hand. And they've got 5 map points to play for. Would you believe it? 5 map points, a 5-0 in the S&D. It's not looking good for Inglorious Gaming here. As Katana Gaming are showing their strengths here. And their ability to dominate the map. Back and forward, quick as that. You got your defending side as being Katana. But Cobra, we've got to stay on board with. We're going to wonder if he's just going to keep this without dying through the whole S&D 6 rounds of no deaths. Aiden's the first to fall though in Inglorious. But Super and Brezzy half fell from Katana. Cobra's still trying to find these picks. Aspect though, trying to help get the players off the bomb. RCXD goes out. Cobra going on the map. Clem finds Super. Cobra's the last man alive. It's going to be a difficult situation here. Clem doesn't spot where Cobra was. Cobra wins the gunfight. He's gone 7 in a row, but he will eventually fall. And Inglorious win their first round in the S&D. Thankfully, it's not the big donut that you don't want to see on an S&D performance. You don't want a big fat 0, because that is just not good to look at. That's a kick in the teeth. That would be one of these things that you would just have to hang your head in shame and just not look back at that game ever again. Cobra eventually does fall for the first time in S&D after 6 full rounds. Now on the attack, this time around Katana Gaming, looking to end it up. Super finding 2. Brezzy finds the other, left down to Aiden, and that's going to be it. The round is done just like that. We didn't even get the chance to see half of the round. It's done 6-1. We'll go back to that there as well because we didn't mean to change it that early there. But Katana Gaming take map number 2. And a very show-stopping performance. Cobra being the MVP once again. 7-1. 5 non-traded kills. I thought he was going to go the whole S&D without dying. Sadly, wasn't to be the case. And Glorious getting that one round did find a kill on him. And that's going to be it for map number 2. Katana. One more round away again, this time round, to have another 3-0 in the bag. And it's going to be a control on Hacienda. That being said, our Inglorious is going to be able to get a map tonight. Difficult ask coming up against the first and the second seed in the tournament in day 2. But that's what happens. It's Group A. It's definitely the difficult group, I'd say, in the grand scheme of things, the way it stands. Katana Gaming and Team Notorious are definitely the standout teams. Noctum and Exceptional, relatively decent sides themselves as well, but just not in the position that Katana have been recently and how Team Notorious have been pretty much from the start. I'd hate to be in the group, that's for sure. But that's why I am just casting and I do not play the game, because there is no way I'd stand up against the likes of these players. Probably even Div 9 players in the old school leagues, XP League and such, probably still wouldn't manage it either. I'm in the middle of a cast here, and it is Katana Gaming who are 1-0 up in the series here. Spotted all of a sudden. Cobra and Brezzy now with 2 in a row. Are they going to put that bomb down and expect that final player to have to wait for that 1v3 retake here? Decide, no, they're going to rotate around, give away that position. Alpha might have heard that bomb smash here as they go in towards the B bomb site. Alpha's
That being said, other games haven't even started yet.
It's going to be a difficult
Further game 2, our 2 maps in already, almost at the end of this series. The way things are going, just waiting.
25 seconds left. The players in the back. Cobra's going to challenge that.
For the next game, obviously, to get underway, but we're getting lobby, we're getting the codes, we're getting set up. Everything has gone relatively smoothly so far. There's that shush that we were talking about. I was muted, didn't realize I was. I was speaking for so much of that highlights. Shh.
Sorry about that. I've been doing amazing casting here in 2 rounds so far, and we realized the muted button was on, but there we go. We're back into it. We're live again. Cobra's on a 4 streak, and unbelievable performance from that one as well. And I'm God, that was a bit we were mentioning the fact that they were shushing at the end there from Super. But Katana Gaming open up the score in here. Cobra once again finding us. Viper, whatever you want to call him, but he's the Cobra. He is absolutely showing his venom. He strikes once again. Isn't it? Strike hard, strike fast from Cobra. But now, attacking round here. They're second of the S&D in this series. Brezzy will be found.
Strike hard, strike fast from Cobra, like we says there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wait to strike hard and fast relatively quickly here as we're going to hop in straight into Hacienda. It's the control. Katana are 1 round away from winning this series. Right here, right now, in the Challengers Elite Series 1, day number 2, round number 4. And we're on board with the attacking side of Inglorious here to start with. Magic's going up towards that secret. First kill going the way of Brezzy. Cobra finds another. Now we'll jump on board with Cobra because he's going to be able to find where the players were down towards that B site. Cobra gets unlucky with the rotation around. Clem finds the pick. Starts to get some tick progress towards that B site. Can he do it enough to get at least some progression? His teammate will join him and help out here, but you've got 3 players of Katana up top trying to beam one down. That's Brezzy who's going to get the contesting. Does get found out by Clem. Katana not managing to find the kills here early on, but there we go. That's what you needed. Cobra now gets the pistol, finds a kill. 2 players dead. The last player is cleared, and that is going to be 2 ticks of progress made for the Inglorious side. But they're now looking to rotate on the other side of the map here. Going towards A side. They've got 2 ticks of progress on B, which is probably the harder one to get in the grand scheme of things. We're at a stalemate. Nobody manoeuvring around the map at the moment. Clem takes some shots and then dips. Then goes back to Rui Chao. That teammate will help out, and that's Alpha finding the kill though. Thankfully, it gives him that extra bit of clearance here. Cobra spots 1, doesn't get the second, but 2 players will be able to jump on down. Clem having to stay alive here to support the team. Brezzy comes for the challenge. There's 1. Super comes down, finds that kill. Gets that clear. 24 seconds left on the clock. The defensive side of Katana doing fantastically well enough to hold all these zones and not lose that extra minute here. 17 more seconds to play it. Inglorious Gaming not going to get around the map quick enough here. Super does fall. But you've got Kling, who's the closest person to the zone. The contest is in, so that means the time will still keep ticking down. Cobra's round the corner. Cobra finds it. Super finds 1. There we go. Aiden and Alpha, the last 2 left alive. 1.7 seconds to get onto the zone. Gonna slow it down for a second. Finds Brezzy. Will fall. Now, all down to the final one there, and that's not going to go their way. Katana Gaming will take the round in the defense. 2 ticks of progress made towards B. No extra minute added whatsoever. Made it a relatively straightforward round in the defense there for Katana. And now Katana have the opportunity here to go for the attack. We apologise for any ads that may have happened and may have started during that game. I already can't really help, you know what it's like, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the beautiful Twitch. We are live on YouTube and we are also live on Kick, though they do not get adverts. So if you wish to watch it without adverts, head on over there. Same name on every single socials. Gives you the opportunity. Cobra going towards Secret. Aiden finds the first pick over towards Super. Brezzy will find Aiden back and Brezzy finds a second. In the meantime, Cobra finds one. Now jumps down from Secret. He must have heard the player below trying to chase him. Doesn't manage to get him. Just lets him run around doing what he has to do. You see Katana going for the kills and the control of the map first of all before they decide to hop any zone. As Cobra now ticks on B for a second, just to kind of bait players over. He does bait one over. He's on a free streak so far, tries to turn on Najix. He keeps that gun shooting, he finds the kill, and all of a sudden there's 3 players dead. And Inglorious are going to be spawning the opposite side here, and all 4 players of Katana will hop that zone. Get as much progress towards B as possible. That maybe be 3 full ticks of progress with all 4 members on the zone. Najix having to get the contestant with like a second to go. Will fall. Cobra gets the 5 spray. And that will be point B secured. Now, on to A. 3 players on A. 1 tick of progress made. Look how quickly that time goes up when you have players on the site at the same time. It's still going relatively quick. 2 on the site. Another kill going the way of Cobra. It's 6 in a row. XD turns on Najix as well, and that is all the players dead. That's going to be the round, and nobody from Inglorious is going to get in on time. Katana Gaming 2-0 up in the control. 1 more round away, and this could be their series over and done with as well. It could be a Frey 0 in the control and a Frey 0 once again in the series against Inglorious, and that's not a good day for them. Is this the final round? Is it the final countdown that we're going to see of this evening's matchups here with Katana and Inglorious? We're on board with Cobra though. They are defending at this moment in time, but he's on a 7 streak. He has earned that Hellstorm. Our standout performance definitely coming the way of Cobra as Brezzy finds 1, finds another here as well. That's 4 dead instantaneously. Inglorious stopped in their tracks straight off the rip. Super has spotted Clean though from that spawn. They're going to be able to get them in a wee bit of a spawn trap here in the grand scheme of things. Aspect's the next one. They're going to get players slide on out in front of them, but with that AR in hand, it's going to be a bit of a difficult ask here with 3 players of Inglorious sliding on out. Super though. Oh, he's challenged, and the challenge goes well. Trades do come in though. Alpha next to fall. Now we're going to have to try and see if Inglorious can get their way out of spawn. As they're still pushed back there, they've lost 5 more lives over Katana as well at this moment in time. And Cobra's streak eventually ended there by Aiden. But 28 seconds left to play for. No progress made on anywhere. And you can just see Katana just waiting. They're not even trying to go for it. They're expecting players to get challenging. 1 does. 1 falls. Cobra finds it. It's down to Aiden and Najix here, who get onto the zone for a second, and a second it literally is. 11 more seconds left to play, and I don't think they're going to get to the zone anytime soon. Cobra's continuing where he left off, 17 and 6, 18 and 6. Can he do 1 more to make this 19 and 6? Time has stopped for a second. Makes it 19 and 6. The 5 spree once again. Hot calls in the Hellstorm. He's looking for the 20 bomb. Here we go. Letting them get the time so he can kill them off of that spot. There we go. The double kill is one of his teammates, but that's the round. That's the series. And ladies and gentlemen, Katana Gaming sweep Inglorious Gaming here. A Frey 0 series win. gone our way. In map number 3, a 3-0 in the control. We'll look at that score lines first of all, but Cobra 20 and 6, 18 non-traded kills, 16 and 9 for Aspect as well, 12 and 10 for Brezzy. What a solid Cobra performance. And we said it at the start, we said it early on, he strikes hard, he strikes fast, and he gets the job done. As Katana Gaming win their 2 matches of the evening, 3 rounds to 0. Strong performance from them. GG for that, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Everybody who has, from any of these matches this evening, it was Inglorious versus Notorious Gaming. Notorious Gaming winning, well, Team Notorious winning 3-0. This time round, Katana versus Inglorious ends the exact same scoreline. It is not Inglorious's evening in day 2 here. They still have opportunities against these lower seeded teams. You've just came up against the top 2 today. I mean, a difficult ask for anybody and any strong performance there from them, but we really do hope that you guys can turn it around. Inglorious. I'm an Inglorious member myself, but it is a difficult ask here. There's just a different step up when you're looking at the top 4 in the CDL Challengers Elite. Inglorious will look at these games though and definitely try to work on it. Katana showing the dominance. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of these Challenger games bring up here as well. And obviously we're going to see more games where Katana will be facing up against Notorious, or they'll be facing up against Team Notorious once again as well at some point soon. And how the whole system works, it's going to be interesting to see where this bracket ends. Are they going to finish above Team Notorious? Is Team Notorious going to finish above them? It's that positioning to see where you're going to get yourself seated. I'm assuming top 2 will make a difference anyway. You're going to be in the top 2 for sure at this point in time. But GG to you. I really do appreciate it. Once again, we're going to send you off somewhere else, hopefully. Just need to see who is still streaming from any of these games, because there's plenty of games going on at the moment in time still, because we started a little bit earlier, which is always a bonus.